I can tell you who lost. It's just both the major parties. On present form, the pollster's been pretty dead on this.
Yeah. Yes.
They're both going to finish with less than a third of the vote. That's never happened in our history as a country.
Hi, Chippy Nico here, and it is post-election time. All the votes have been counted, the results are in, and it's been a wild night last night. I was glued to the TV, to the internet, checking the results, and oh my, just check this out. Yeah, now we have a minority government, which I don't think has surprised anybody, but just given how the numbers look, and what really disappointed me the most in this election is, again, the low voter turnout. Apparently it's been less than the last election. Approximately 66% of eligible voters actually voted. So to all you people who chose not to vote, congratulations. I hope you're walking around with your head held high, because like, these results really could have been different, and it just frustrates me. My patience is just, it's wearing thin on these people. Now listen, there's a difference between not able to vote and actively choosing not to vote or just won't do it. Because there's a lot of people who are in this country who would give anything to cast their ballot, but they can't. Numerous reasons, mainly because they don't have their full citizenship yet. You know, there's a lot of immigrants who are still new to this country, but they have to go through the process to be able to vote. And I've been hearing, in the news, I've been hearing a lot of opinions on that. You know, they know who they would have voted for, but due to the process, they're not able to do it quite yet. But listen, to the people who actively choose not to vote, listen, you don't get to complain, okay? If you're looking at these results and you're very disappointed, sorry. If you didn't vote, there's almost no excuse now when it comes to information. Even the most basic of information about the party, about who your local representative is in your riding, you can find out basic information about these people, and it's I know it sounds like I'm going on a tangent here, but yes, it just frustrates me because these candidates, I mean, there must have been something that sounded attractive to you, something that you did not like, and that's what you based your vote on. Will these people represent you in the House of Commons? And to me, it doesn't matter which party it is. I mean, with the Liberals and the Conservatives, they both got the most seats. I don't care. I mean, if you voted the Liberal, Conservatives, the Democrats, it doesn't matter. You just gotta have your voice heard, and voting is how you do it. Now, another thing that disappoints me a lot is, look, the Bloc Québécois, they got more seats than the New Democrats. And when I woke up this morning and went online, a lot of people are echoing the same sentiments that I have. Why does the Bloc Québécois exist as a federal party? Now, each province can have their own party that represents them, that's fine, but on a provincial level. This is federal politics. The House of Commons is supposed to represent the entire country. They vote on different aspects, different issues that involve different parts of the country. Bloc Québécois is Quebec only. Now, I know the leader, he made his campaign more attractive, trying to say, okay, we're not going to focus on separating, even though that's still the core value of Bloc Québécois. They are a separatist party. You can't get around that. So, but they made their campaign more fluffy, shall I say. Basically, they're saying, okay, well, we're not separatists anymore. We're going to go to the House of Commons and represent Quebec. Well, I got a news flash for you, okay? That's what every other candidate does, all right? In my area, Jack Harris, I'm happy he got his seat back. He's in the NDP, but listen, I voted for the candidate who I think will represent me and my area and make positive contributions on a federal level. I'm not saying they should not exist. It just doesn't make sense to me that a party that is only focused on their own province has seats in a federal house to make decisions and vote on countrywide issues. I get you're a distinct province with a unique identity and culture, but so does every other province. this isn't only about you.
I mean, look at this map. The voters are sending us a message, and we've been talking about how nobody really gets enthusiastic about voting for a minority, and we're making little jokes about, how are people going to the polls, and they don't even know, and nobody really cares. It's baloney. Look at this map. They voted for Yves-François Blanchet. The people in Kenora voted for Chief Rudy Turtle. The people in Fredericton voted for Jenica Atwin.
It's climate change. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not climate change. They didn't get the cooperation that they expected with proportional representation, and they are forcing cooperation on us. That's what's happening here. They are telling us that we've got to figure it out. They didn't get it through pro-rep, so they're showing us with the ballot box. And I think these are highly, highly motivated voters.
So when you look at the map of Canada now, everyone is pretty much divided. This is going to make the House of Commons very interesting. It's going to be very lively. It's going to be a lot of arguing. I'm not saying that it's never happened before, but the way the results came out is unique. Now, we've had minority governments before, but given the percentage ratios that everyone got their votes, even though Justin Trudeau has a minority government, he did not win the popular vote. That was actually the Conservatives. So it looks to me that strategic voting was still occurring to some degree in this election. Now, in the last one, that was the focus. The primary focus was to get Stephen Harper out, which it worked. In my riding, Nick Whalen, he's the Liberal candidate. Jack Harris, he always held my area, but now some people said, oh, Jack Harris lost the last election because he was lazy, and I completely disagree. Nick Whalen won my riding the last time based on borrowed votes. And I say to everybody, listen, he owed Jack Harris his seat. He owed him big time. And now that Stephen Harper is no longer a threat, well, I knew it. I knew Jack Harris would get the seat back because Nick Whalen did what he was there to do, just to get the extra votes, get Harper out, and bam, that was it.
And the numbers are rolling in St. John's East, where Jack Harris is out to a nearly 500-vote lead over Nick Whalen, with 22 of 182 polls reporting. As each poll comes in, Rosie, the NDP lead widens. If that keeps happening, the arse could be out of it for Nick Whalen, but back in it for Jack Harris.
So Jack Harris, to me, it didn't matter what party he was in. He just does a fantastic job on my riding anyway. So, getting him back in was a no-brainer. There was a lot of close calls across the country too, which further emphasizes the point of how divided people are. So unfortunately, yes, when you look at the popular vote, the Conservatives really were the winner in this election. Where it's going to go from here, I don't know. I can say this. We are in for another election sooner than later. Now, it might be about a year, maybe? A little over a year, or it could even be less. I don't know, because Andrew Scheer, he seems to be... He has a lot of the same traits that Harper has. He's the baby that needs his bottle. If he doesn't get what he wants, he will kick and scream until he gets it. That's not the kind of behavior that I appreciate from a leader. But one thing I will say that's pretty amusing, Maxime Bernier, the PPC, People's Party of Canada, which is the most ironic name I've ever heard of, because no one likes him and the population is extremely diverse. So he doesn't like diversity. He's not really catering to the country. I'll say that. That's why the name's ironic. But he did not get any seats. None of his candidates got any seats. And I'm like, buddy, no one likes you. Why would you get a seat? But the reason why that party exists, I mean, he's just salty that he didn't win the Conservative leadership. That's all it was. He just wanted to get even with Andrew Scheer and say, listen, I'm going to make my own party. So I'm really glad that he and his party did not get any seats. It's kind of disturbing the amount of votes he did get. But hey, to each their own. Like I said, I don't care who people vote for as long as they did it, contribute to the process. And it goes back to my original point about the people not voting. And I going through social media, I mean, I've seen parents it was their child's first time voting. They made, happy first election cakes. And I know that sounds stupid, and it is, but it just shows how some people take so much pride in this process and how privileged they feel that they're actually able to do this. So that's why I think that if more people had that kind of attitude, the results could have been different. So, sorry, I'm rambling here. Once again. So, okay, so the future. So, given how the House of Commons now looks, everyone's going to be paying closer attention. Justin Trudeau, he's going to have to work extra hard to get things done. He has to win the support of the other parties. The NDP has more power than it thinks. I believe it has the balance of power when it comes to nationwide issues. I can see them working with the Liberals because they do hold a lot of the same values. But given that Justin Trudeau did not win the popular vote, he's going to be under a lot more scrutiny. And yes, I think we will be heading to the polls not that long from now to change this again. So, what do you all think now that the news has sunk in more, especially with Bloc de Québécois? Do you think they should have federal party status even though they're only representing one province? Let me know what you think in the comments below. So I'll say what the CBC said last night when they ended their coverage. Good luck, Canada.